I mean, we're obviously going to get a load of grief. Bring it on.
That's hard to argue with, isn't it? That's not won enough.
It's big. It's really big. Right now, currently, best coaches in the world. He isn't one of them. Welcome to Hits Different Teardrop Special, and this week, Aki, we're going to be blind ranking 12 of the greatest current head coaches in World Rugby coaching internationally.
There's going to be some big names, isn't there?
There's going to be some big names.
Big names, big opinions. I don't know.
Let's go 3 in each tier, as always, on Hits Different, but let us know your thoughts. If we've got this wrong or we've missed anyone out, please let us know. I'm sure we can't please you all, but we'll try. First one, Aki.
Oh, this is a personal favourite of mine.
Huge.
Personal favourite. Yes, he's not won anything on the international scene yet, has he? But
huge start. Like the promise for this guy,
yeah.
Like you can see it already in what New Zealand are producing in the last year. They're looking like they're getting back to their best.
Good pedigree, good dancer.
Great dancer.
Great dancer. Get that video on.
However,
spinning.
Hasn't won anything yet.
Oh, we couldn't. It would be remiss for us to start putting him up these two, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I think
I
as an international. Are we ranking these as international
coaches?
He's got to be here then, hasn't he? It's a promising start.
He's a B or a C. I think we start him in B, if I'm honest.
Yeah?
Aki?
Yeah, start him in B.
Because I think he's going to be incredible.
Really promising start, because people were writing the All Blacks off, weren't they, all of a sudden?
Yeah, they really were.
Okay,
next one is Felipe Contepomi.
Wow, okay.
Currently coaching Argentina. Wonderful player.
I think he's taken the Argentinian team from a team that could produce to always produces now.
Yeah.
And I think that's a mark of a very impressive coach. They've always had talent, they've always had this, but they're in that situation where they compete with everyone, don't they, every week.
Yeah. So now what we're not going to do on this is just be like, oh, he hasn't won anything yet, so he has to be down here. We're going to say, I think we should do it on what we would like in a head coach.
Well, he'd be up here, wouldn't he?
I know.
This bloke would be up here.
So maybe
he'd be close, yeah.
I think we start him as a B. Because
we'll deliver that caveat again. I think that's important. It's what we would want to be coached by.
Our opinion,
yes.
what we would want to be coached by, and I think the passion that this guy always played with, I'd imagine, is a similar coaching style.
A wizard as a player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Okay, mate, on you.
Different passion, but passion nonetheless.
Oh, big
wow.
Faz.
Now,
big Faz.
I've not been coached by Big Faz. You have, and I think that there's passion. There seems to be absolute fairness as well.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I absolutely loved being coached by this lad. It was very sad to see him go, but he has gone and done incredible things with Ireland.
Everything but.
Everything but. So, he's won 6 Nations and they didn't get what they wanted in the World Cup, but the Lions this year is going to be awesome.
I also think as a coach, you can, yes, they can be responsible and not responsible, but if you miss a kick, and that's the difference between getting a semi-final into a final.
Yeah. What I love about him is, as you said at the start, he's honest. He'll tell you where it's at. He'll tell you what you need to do better, what you're not doing right. And he's a good bloke. He's been there, done it.
Wants his group to have a beer as well, don't he? Doesn't mind.
He's an A for me.
It's got to be, hasn't he? I think
he's an A for me.
I think we're both outside chances of the Lions tour as well, aren't we?
So still available.
Not ruled itself out yet.
Still available. Next one is big guy, Vern Cotter, ex-Scotland.
So now Fiji.
Fiji probably struggling a little bit since Vern's taken over. Not as
I think
good as they were in the World Cup. I'd say.
We're not seeing the same for Genes, are we? And I think obviously Scotland used to struggle a lot. So
Scotland still never won a 6 Nations.
We're not. Very true.
So sorry, Vern.
And the Fijians, with all the talent the Fijians have got,
Yeah.
I just don't think we've seen them. Yes,
No.
there's beat England at Twickenham Priest, but we're not seeing them like the RGs we touched on.
Yeah.
They've suddenly become every week, haven't they? These are still hit and miss.
Yeah. Sorry, Vern. I mean, it's no disrespect. He's still one of the best coaches in the world, mate. We're just
right up there.
Yeah.
Just D.
Yeah. It's fine.
This bloke.
Big Steve.
This bloke. So gave you another World Cup, didn't he? So this is going to be obviously favouritism. Yeah. He got you another few chapters in the book.
He did. He really did. Thank you, Steve. I will always stand by this guy. I owe him an awful lot personally for believing in me again. Technically, he is right up there.
Yeah.
I thoroughly believe that. His detail is incredible. hasn't, and he rightly says it, as his players and him as a coach, haven't won enough yet to justify probably the plethora of talent in England. So I don't think we can't put him in an A. Yeah. But I personally loved working with him. I'd have him in a B.
I think his awareness of what he needs around him is one of the most impressive things, isn't it? He actually I owe him a lot. He almost took me to Leicester, which then just...
I bumped up your Gloucester deal. Smart. Well played.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers, Steve.
Never fully thanked him. But,
well done. Well, you haven't now.
Almost went there.
Yeah. Really keen.
Yeah, no,
really
dead keen,
no,
Leicester.
I'm not keen at all.
No, I was, and I was...
What's wrong with Leicester?
I was honoured by almost getting there with Steve.
Right, okay.
A club of...
Yeah, let's stick him in it. Stick him in B, let's move on.
Let's stick him there, shall we? We put him in there?
Oh.
As an international, I think... Oh, straight from the back, do you hear that?
Oh, wow.
From the cheap seats.
Mate, we nearly got to a World Cup final a year ago. Everyone's saying we're a bad team over there.
It was a hell of a turnaround, wasn't it? Well, let's tell you what, let's put him there.
All right, okay, I'll just say this. From where England were when he took over to then nearly getting into a World Cup final, and I say nearly, we didn't, but I think we should have got to a World Cup final. We were a minute away from doing it. I think he's doing an incredible job, and the Six Nations, judge him on the Six Nations, I would say. Because I think he's getting a lot of unfair. He's getting a lot of unfair criticism at the moment. Yeah, I do. So Steve's up there for me. Next one, Richard Cockerill. Okay, have you had Cockers as a coach before?
Do you know what? I really enjoyed Cockers. He was doing the England breakdown when I was in, and this bloke who I expected, the pit bull that I expected, I'd heard so much about the stories. I suddenly saw this lovely bloke, and he'd take the non-squad for lunch on a Friday. I thought he was amazing. I really enjoyed his company.
The videos of him staring down the hacker and want to get right in people's faces makes you want to play for England, to play alongside him. Cockers, I had him for a little bit of time as a coach. Obviously now he's at Georgia doing some great things.
He'll get them moving as well.
He will.
I think this bloke...
That'll be tough to beat.
The bloke that he came into England was not the bloke who was at Leicester for a time. No. But I think one thing the Leicester boys loved about him is he looked after his own.
Yeah.
He was down the police station every Sunday morning. Nobody found out about it. People were pulled out.
Getting the
Cockers
boys
looked
out.
after them. Yeah.
I've had a few coaches like that in my time. I could have actually done with it.
Could have done with him. You could have done early in your career.
But see, for Cockerill.
Yeah, I think as an international coach, I think that's fair. I think if we're talking Premiership legacy, I think he'd be up here.
100%.
At the moment, internationally, I think, that's fair. Oh, this is a bloke who's going to divide opinion, coming under a lot of criticism lately. Warren Gatland, are we...
Okay.
So we've obviously got to take history into account here, haven't we?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, what he did first time around at Wales.
Yeah.
They went from being a team that were underperforming to dominant for a few years.
Yeah.
Not so dominant now.
He's one of the most successful coaches of all time.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. He is, or he was, Lions, Wales, never picked me at all for the Lions. So I've probably got a slightly different view of Warren Gatland than maybe other people do. I think we have to respect everything he's done.
Yeah.
However, right now, I kind of feel like the game's moved on a little bit.
That's my concern. He's not moved with it, has he? And I know people say the players aren't there, they're this, but...
I keep hearing all those excuses, and I want players
You want there, do you?
No, I think
got to be,
what he's done in the game is there.
You can't win a Lions test at all without being
he's obviously
can you?
Was an incredible coach. It's just
past tense.
I'd like to see...
You put that in the past tense, didn't you?
I'd like to see the players being coached to be better, because I think there is some brilliant players in Wales. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Don't hate me.
He comments in.
He can't. It's not like he can
Challenge
not
him.
pick me again, is it? Okay. Oh, now this guy. Some of the greatest spectacles in world rugby. Fabien Galthie.
Yeah. I mean, I think again, it's like this fella, everything but, isn't it? You know, he's taken a French side right to the top, and they've just not won it yet. But they're doing everything. Has he won the Six Nations enough?
This is tough. He's won it. I would hazard a guess without knowing the stats. I think he's probably won it twice. He is a brilliant coach.
Yeah.
He's got some brilliant players. He's developed that French team. He's taken the French team from there to there. They haven't quite hit the proper heights, but I
think he's going to end up in. I think he's going to end up in this section. I do. I think.
Where do we want to stick him? Do you want to move Scott Robertson up and have Fab Galthie in B?
Well, we said early doors we'd like to play for this bloke, didn't we?
Coaches we'd like to play for.
We want to play for him, but we wouldn't mind playing for him either, would we?
Yeah, be quite fun in that team as well, wouldn't it? Okay.
It's looking good.
Oh, we've got a few to bow in here, haven't we?
Speaking of coaches I would like to play for, this bloke seems to do it everywhere he goes, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Now, talk about turning places around. We said when he came into to the New Zealand team, they weren't in a great way. This bloke went into a shower, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's really tough because he is a bit of a, what's the word? He is a bit of a maverick, I would say. Some of the stuff he did with Ireland was incredible.
He set the Ireland team up for the success.
Yeah,
like this is where it's come from.
Yeah, I think Felipe might have to move.
I agree. Yeah, I think he's on the drop. Yeah, and I think Joe Schmidt might be top tier.
He might be top. What he's doing for Australia now. Everyone's excited about the Lions tour now.
He's not failed, has he?
Because of what he's
I
doing.
I don't remember him failing.
Yeah, and he got handed it in an awful place.
With 3 to go, I think Joe Schmidt should really be up there.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
But there's still a couple of. Okay. Oh, Gregor Townsend.
Right, we'll just pop.
Just currently, obviously, doing a great job.
Just pop him right in.
Yeah,
right
he's doing a brilliant job with Scotland. Haven't won anything yet.
Yeah, and I think that's the next stage for that Scottish team. They've got all the talent. I think the backs that are going to go and play for the Lions based on what they've got at the moment.
Yeah.
I think he'd take his rightful place, though, won't he? Anyone who's been associated with Scotland.
Oh.
There's a theme developing down there, isn't there?
I think this year is a massive year for this guy and the Scottish team. I really do. I think.
Previously, he probably had more of an excuse because there wasn't the depth of players, whereas Scotland have now got a brilliant depth of player pool. They're winning games. They're playing good rugby. They've got world-class players.
I think he's had a great autumn. Needs a great Six Nations.
Here's a question. International coach, remember, like we've already established. This bloke would be here if it was a Premiership history.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I think he'd understand that as well.
I think he'd get it.
I think he'd say, yeah, if it was Premiership, I'd be an A.
I think he'd get it. I think this is looking all right. I think it's fair. We're caveating it all by saying this is our opinion.
I think there's one. I think one of these Bs may. With two. I'm thinking of some names.
It just depends who
some
comes
names
out
There's some names coming to me that we've not mentioned yet, so I can only imagine there's a couple coming that might shuffle them up.
Who have you got?
I think this bloke will shuffle them up.
Oh, yeah.
So this is hard, isn't it? Because I think we're accepting that someone's sliding down from the top column. He's done it. That's hard to argue with, isn't it?
I mean, he's
one of them, isn't he? Yeah, yeah.
He is number one.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, international. We're talking internationals as well. We like what he's doing.
Love it.
But this bloke, everything you want to play for him.
Yeah.
You want to win. You want to win with him.
Back to back. Rugby World Cups.
And
what I love about him is he does.
Yeah, I think that's probably above the rest at the moment.
Yeah.
That's how he'd be. If we're looking at the whole coaching group throughout World Rugby, he seems to be the pace setter, doesn't he?
What he's managed to do as well is like he does hit different.
Yeah, he does.
He's capping so many new young players. Every team that he plays, 51 players, I think. Every team that he puts in, we've said it before, their second team could beat most teams' first team. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
He's created that. And you can do that as a consequence of winning. And yeah, he's the number one in the world.
Amazingly, there's one space left and it's in the D.
There is, and I can imagine what's coming. Yes, it's this guy.
I wonder.
Okay, right. So this guy, in terms of what he has done in international rugby,
It's got to be.
is up here
Yeah.
because he's done some amazing things. Didn't win a World Cup
No.
with England
no.
or Australia.
Correct.
Was he part of the coaching
South
group in
Africa.
South Africa that
Yeah.
won it?
So, I mean, we can't deny the history of what he's done. I think someone's going to have to drop, you know. It's not fair just because you're
Yeah.
selling books, loads of them at the moment. It's not fair to slide him in as a D.
No.
Just because there's fantastic stories in the book that you can
There
get
are
signed
some
copies
good-
of still
there
for
are
Christmas.
Some good stories
Yeah.
still available. We'll probably put a link underneath this.
Yeah, we'll get that
this
in.
section. Okay, this guy has done incredible things internationally.
Yeah, I think we can agree on that.
The last year or so, the opposite,
Yeah,
if we're being brutally honest. So for me, right now, currently, best coaches in the world, he isn't one of them.
no. And I think
You
Would-
can't say
would
that.
this bloke be above this bloke for you?
Currently, yes, yeah,
It would be.
yeah. And we're rating this on
What we want.
right now.
I don't feel like he can go into that position.
No, he can't.
And I think maybe this bloke or Felipe.
We'd like to play for him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would, yeah. Is this bloke going?
No, I don't think it's fair for him to go because I think that Scotland are playing some brilliant stuff.
He's got too much history to be in a D. He's
He
won
has.
too much stuff.
It might have to be that, mightn't it?
But yeah, with the caveat of saying
He's there because of what he's done,
yes, yeah.
but right now, no.
Feel bad on that one.
I mean, yeah, but what? Yeah, I mean, if you're basing it on recent performances, how Japan played against England.
Do you know who I would?
That's
Do you
way
know
down.
what I'd caveat? I think this, as much as that has not won enough with the French talent that they've got. Is what I think.
It's big. It's really big.
I don't think. I mean, this is a personal favourite, isn't it? So that's why he's there.
Well, I think I like what he's about.
Let's leave it. That's what we've gone
I don't
for.
think that's too bad, you know.
No.
I mean, we're obviously going to get a load of grief from everyone.
Yeah.
That like these coaches. We can bring it on.
Get your comments in. I saw him the other day. He's lovely to me as well. So we'll keep him.
There you
Yeah.
go. And it's a mixture
lovely
of
chap.
what they've done, who we'd like to play for, and how they're currently performing in their teams.
Yeah. Internationally only.
Don't think, and obviously there's personal relationships.
Make sure you get that in again.
Which, well,
That's life though, isn't it? That's
I owe
life.
this guy a lot. A lot of people have given him stick. I owe him a lot. So for me, I'll always stick up for him.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said.
And I think there's a big Six Nations coming. That needs to have a big Six Nations.
Yeah, that needs a huge Six Nations.
That needs
so
a
that's
huge
gone.
Six Nations. And this is tough because I really like him.
Needs a big Six Nations. Needs to potentially win it.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny as coaches? Whichever one doesn't win it, they'll be out, won't they?
Bloody hell, heard it first. But that's our
us.
teardrop. Let us know your thoughts, and thank you for watching.
You could argue them all day, couldn't you?